like the sound is going. Alright, happy Friday everybody. Sorry for the late start. The internet, or at least the router anyway. We determined that it's not the internet, it's the router. So Daryl's looking up a super duper router that I can just take that one back to Spectrum and throw it in their face. Take this piece of shit. Get it out of here. I think this is like the third router. Although this one has probably lasted like the last year and a half, I would say. Still, not a very good track record. Anyway, happy Friday. We're on to playing pinball. We made it through the week. And my plan tonight is to stream at least a few different early Sterns. As many as we can get to anyway in the next couple hours. So, technically this is not a Stern, but I'm still calling it that because it was, so this is Pinstar, which is a company by, hey Outlane, what's going on? A company that Gary Stern created, so I would consider it a Stern. And it was it's basically him and Steve Kirk that made a few games. They only made, I believe, 3, and they were all kit games. So this was the best-selling of all of them, because basically Steve Kirk took the Harry Williams design Flight 2000 and he made a standard body version of it, and the whole objective, their whole objective was to, it was not meant to go into Stern Electronic games. It was meant to cannibalize Bally games. That was their whole intention there, because they made a board and everything to be able to put this into a Bally game. But I actually, when I got this thing, it was not it. So this is a Matahari cabinet, but you have to do so much wire hacking and tapping into stuff to make it work, and it looks terrible when it's all done. So what I ended up doing, it was way easier to just convert everything to Stern Electronics soundboard, and I actually just used a Weebly MPU, and had to de-hack everything and clean it all up, but it's much better now. So I would say, so yeah, Gamatron I would say is better in that it's a faster playing game than Flight 2000 because everything's closer together. There are some differences though. The Flight 2000 has controlled drop targets for your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, they don't utilize them as well as they should. I think it was an early form of having that so they could control the drops. But this is just one coil and bang, it resets all of them. But similar, the rules are exactly the same. It just doesn't use, it doesn't have 2 pop bumpers. But the rules are identical. Some of the switches are in slightly different spots, and you're spelling Gamatron instead of Blast Off. But yeah, so basic rules of the game is, like I said, you got to spell Gamatron, and then you need to do the countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you shoot the ball up into the lock, which is less complicated than what Flight 2000 did because they shortened it down. And fun fact, it was reused again by Steve Kirk on Swords of Fury. It's hidden underneath the upper playfield on that game. very small version of that. Less scoops. It doesn't have like the ball walker, but this whole thing, so like basically figure it has only one. So Swords of Fury would just have the one scoop at the top, and then it has this kicker, and then that's it. It's the exact same mechanism. Because it would use 2 switches here instead of 1, and that's how they got around. Because it would register 1, and then the next one that would come in, and yeah. So anyway, I think drop targets on the right can be lucrative. They did switch them out for Gottlieb drop targets on this model. Because, well, you're supposed to be able to sweep those targets. It's a little bit better in this game, but I would not say it's perfect by any means. Because you're supposed to be able to get, so this 50,000 for sweeping them, light will go on and off, I believe, with slingshot hits or something like that. So kind of tease you to sweep it, but otherwise each time you hit it down it's going to increase your spinner value, and so that spinner can be quite lucrative throughout the game. Otherwise, when you get into multi-ball, I think what do you have to do in that? I think you get, trying to remember if it's hitting this stand-up target or firing it back up there, something like that gets you points doing that. So what's up, Barricade? Alright, let's do this.
Prepare for mission. Player 2, stand by.
You're the one you want to your cart.
Sweet.
What's up, Barricade? What's up, Bloody Cactus?
Lost it already.
Stage go.
Early morning delivery, 4 to 8 a.m. Really?
They must have it in stock.
Free? Why not? Somebody's working the late shift. I think it costs the same. Thank you, Prime Shipping. Some poor guy is driving his Amazon truck around at 4 a.m.
Or car.
Right. So, yeah, that freaking router. Daryl's had a router that's been like flawless and really, really good. So that was the last straw. It has been purchased.
That's the upgraded model to the one that I have. Like, because I have the old version. Mm-hmm. So that's the same one, but updated.
Mm. Sweet.
Who is Bloody Cactus?
I've seen him before many times. I don't know where he lives or anything, but yeah. You've never seen a Pinstar conversion kit? Oh, okay. So I didn't cover that. The other games that they made, one was called Bullseye, and then the other one was called The Professional. Neither of them were very good. This is the best of all of them, and I think the whole thing, I guess, very similar in, like, people don't want kits. It's never worked.
They did it a lot with arcades though, and it worked there.
Oh, for like the 60 ones and stuff.
No, like some of the arcade machines. Like they did some of the games that came out were conversions. They weren't their own. You had to put them in something.
Oh, well, that was a lot less involved, I think, because it's what? You're putting in a board, and it's a board and a screen and some buttons. What this is, you had to hack into the displays. You got to put in this new board. It was a whole host of things to change to get it to work, and at the end of the day, you have to also consider that this came out like 1985, so there was already like multi-ball System 11 games out there on the arcade floor. Like, why would you want to get a single level game that, you know, is just not going to get the attention like you know, High Speed or
And then CGC came out with a one-player game, one level game.
Well, that's a little different because it's a bit more to do on that compared to, you know, they got several modes and multi-balls and stuff in there. And
So, seeing I have 2 locked balls right now, would you be able to steal them?
yeah, but you have to spell. It's gonna kick it out if you don't spell Gamatron, and you gotta do the countdown.
It's twice in a row.
You got it? Got ya? I think if you leave it too long, it'll kick them out. I believe so. But you could just leave them in there, and then you still have to spell Gamma and Tron, and then do the countdown. Otherwise, it won't start the multi-ball.
Player 2, stand by.
So where are you from, Bloody Cactus?
Oh, that was neat. Got a nice spinner rip out of it. Speaking of Swords of Fury, that game went to, if you know Max,
This game's broken.
it's bad feed. Swords of Fury went to Max because he was borrowing Meteor before, so Meteor is back. A little bit of fixing, and it's back to good as new. I need to go way back up to Gamma. See, it's just gonna kick out the 1. That's okay. Maybe get a chance at the G. Nope. Got the A. Back up there. There you go. G. I gotta get the 2 in lanes now.
So it should be time for Stern and Jersey Jack to announce their new games.
Yeah. It's gonna be Metallica number 2.
Nope. It's gonna be X-Men.
Think so?
They're gonna do a new X-Men, and they're gonna do my guess would be Muppets.
X-Men and Muppets. Well, I imagine if X-Men is a good game, it'll sell well.
I mean, you gotta imagine they're gonna be doing Disney, because you really do have a really good relationship with them.
imagine it'll be pretty good. This should be, I imagine, Jack Danger's second game. That's what they're anticipating.
I don't think he's doing X-Men though.
You don't think so? I wonder what it's gonna be then. Because didn't they just have a board game? I don't know. It'll be the next person on deck. I think he's supposed to be.
I sure hope it's not Pokemon.
Pokemon is still very much a popular title, so
All systems go. Command down.
it's popular with younger kids though. And like would that theme would the target market be willing to pay for such a thing, you know? Because they go after the market they do because that's the market that has money to spend on it.
Right.
So even though a 20-something that it was or is into Pokemon, would that 20-something want to spend $8,000 on a brand new pinball machine?
No.
I don't know.
I think that would be more of a location game.
I think it could do well on a location, but yeah. But it's, you know, I feel like locations are kind of the minority now. I know that there's quite a few of them. But in comparison to what it used to be in its heyday, it's, you know, like we have one or two good locations in Milwaukee, which is a big metropolitan area. But you know.
But if the home buyer doesn't buy it, nobody's gonna be able to play it.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like it's gotta have a market. It's gotta have a market in both. So, all right. Should we do one more and then move over to the next one?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, new Stern Pros are usually around 7K, but at the way things are going with the pricing, I don't know if it's gonna be able to sustain that price. Especially with a lot of the newer Sterns on resale at $5,500 or less. I mean, you can buy a brand new Zeppelin shipped to your house for $5,200. I mean, who wants that game? But you know.
But you're also seeing like basically brand new games sitting on the used market
Right.
for like 6.
Yeah.
Or pros at like 55 as well. So I think the reality is going to set in with the fact that if people are out of space and new people aren't entering the market, then you know there's going to be no place for the new games to go. They have to have an outlet.
Yeah, Stern, give me something to spend my money on. I mean, how many John Wicks are in the Milwaukee area?
I haven't seen any. Seen any?
Nope.
I hear it's good. Or at least it shoots good, or I don't know.
It's better than I thought it would be.
Yeah. I have only seen one of the movies. I think I saw the first one and part of the second one. I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot of acting in it, I thought. It was just more, you know, pure fiction.
clips of that movie. I've never seen a whole John Wick movie.
Yeah, it's alright. I mean, you like shoot 'em up movies, which I think I would say that there's a heck of a lot more acting in the Matrix.
Right.
That was a shoot 'em up movie.
See, and that's what people are saying George Jackson's next game is going to be, is The Matrix. But why would they do another Keanu Reeves game right after they did one? It doesn't make sense.
And then American's gonna do Bill and Ted.
Right? Scamatron is similar to Flight 2000.
Yep, basically, or exactly the same rules. Yep.
That was robbed.
Yeah, that feed from the spinner is painful.
Is that hole even regulation size?
Well, and the flippers are more flopped on this one.
Nothing like floppy flippers.
Yep. I think the point is to be able to hit the outside shot. Not like that. Terrible spinner grip. Yes, garbage.
So Nick Klein got engaged.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
That's cool. Good for him. Get up there. Come on.
After 2 kids, he should be.
Yeah.
Alright, you had 2 kids, I'll marry you.
She finally gave in. Oh, that should have hit. Get up there. Give me that M. Can I buy a vowel? Let's go. Get it.
I just had a, what's the name of the game?
Come on. Get up there. Go.
So one where you gotta spell stuff, the game show.
Oh, Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, they had a Wheel of Fortune online.
That's nice.
Dude, you rock it. So let's go, Dave.
Hey, thanks, man. Good to see ya.
It's catching up to my score.
Gotta get that last letter.
Thanks for the sub.
Floppy Flipper sounds like a poor man's mascot. It's more than meets
Duty
the
Racket,
eye.
thank you for the
All
sub.
systems go. Commence down.
Look at that. You're my lucky charm, Duty Rocket. Now I gotta get the countdown. I think all I have to hit is the 1.
It's the final count.
This is try to keep it together here.
So now you gotta start over.
Oh, it looks like it. I gotta get all the letters, I think. Or maybe I just hit fire. 4 is blinking now. Drain now.
Dude, Rocket work's been super busy for me this week too.
Oh man. No! I knew I was not gonna hold on.
Alright, what do I need?
You can do that. I appreciate it, man. Daryl's got it lit now. You gotta do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is pretty hard multi-ball again.
Nope, not enough to beat you.
That's alright. Alright. Moving over to the next one. Should I put them on the waiting screen here or
Nope.
just do it live?
Do
Alright.
it live.
Alright, hang on. Let me move this. There we
We're
go.
moving over.
Hey, I'm here.
You're under. You were fine.
Okay.
Pinball.
Here we go. Let's see how much adjusting I have to do here. I have to get the playfield camera back. Let's see. Playfield cam. Where'd you go? There we go. All right. Get this centered up a bit. Look at that.
Perfect.
Yeah, that'll work. All right. 9 ball. Another Steve Kirk game. What can I tell you about this one? Basically, you're just hitting the drop targets are a big part of it because it's you're going from 1 up to 9. What's up, Pez? Hey, and thank you for the prize pack. I don't think I actually won that prize pack, but I'll take it anyway. Very cool. Appreciate it. So drop targets. You're going 1 through 9, and they're controlled, so it's gonna. You can spot them from the in lanes as well, but otherwise you just hit them directly, and then you need to do. There's like 3 rounds of it. So I think after round 7 or 8 or something like that, I forget. It will allow you to capture after ball 5. You can lock a ball into the left pocket there, which is you can never actually hit it directly. It's actually a bank shot, which is a cool thing that Steve Kirk did. He did a similar thing on Meteor. So you basically a shot to the spinner usually banks it off and it'll go into that. Otherwise you'll get a nice pop bumper hit. It'll knock it into the ball lock. What else? The horseshoe turnaround is kind of a neat little feature. You basically want to go through the horseshoe without hitting the drop target, and that's going to increase your points for what that drop target is worth. If you can get it all the way up to the top, it's 173,000. Otherwise, it's 10, 20, 30, 40. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what the other drop target banks do. I am not 100% sure on that. Your spinner is a progressive value. Oh, I'm sorry. That must be what the drop target is. Each time you do that, I think your drop target goes up, or your spinner value goes up. Otherwise, you can hit the skill shot up at the top, which I have a nice little fireball going right now. Because otherwise, it's just lit all the time. Because it's just a part of the general illumination. But you do that on your skill shot, and then when you get your spinner lit, it's lit for the max value. So you want to try to rip that as hard as you can when it is built up. I think that's about all I know.
Outline wants to know if this is one of the first pins with a floating spinner.
Yeah, I think it is. It's sort of an offset spinner like that. I don't think I've ever seen another game like that kind of makes it jut out. So, all right. Much better with the center post. For the longest time, I had it without the center post in there, because this is a reproduction play field, and once you drill the post hole, it's drilled. So I wanted to see how hard it would be without it in there, and the answer is incredibly hard.
Gate off of Comet.
Yeah, exactly. There's a good spinner rip, full value. Did I get it? Oh, I have to hit the roving one for 9. Oh, I did it. So that's the first round. So see, now it's roving on the wow. So the wow is the blue right now in the middle. So now I have to get the roving wow, and I just screwed it up. But I think you have to do it all in one ball. So the 9 is the roving target. Oh yeah, and the spinner is definitely juiced too. They oiled that thing up. Yeah. It grows on you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, this one was a playfield swap. It's got new back glass, LED displays. The only thing I didn't do was the cabinet. It's not horrible. I did have to do a little bit of filler on the front because some jackass installed just a generic shooter rod assembly, and they like cut the hole. So I had to bondo that and put a beehive back in there. Mark was like, just paint the front and shove it between two games. Call it good.
Speaking of games, I decided the head stickers on the Shadow, I decided to not put them on.
Super bonus. You're not gonna put them on?
I decided to wait.
Okay.
Because when I started trying to take it off, it would just chip in little pieces. And I'm like, I don't want to do that.
You want? I have some plastic razor blades and a heat gun.
So the tiny little corner right up the top is like chipped. But I did take the paint and paint over all the black that needed to be painted.
Well, if you wanted to, I got a heat gun.
I got a heat
And I
gun
got
too.
plastic razor blades. Try to get underneath it and get it off of there. But yeah, it's not a clean process.
I lost a lot of motivation after I started it.
Well,
But I did paint, so I felt good about that.
promise not to stare at the cat. It's not terrible. It's just the one spot that I had to bondo and sand at the shooter rod. So, I don't know. It's one of those where I consider a restoration, it's really two things. Because you're doing the playfield as a whole project in itself, and then the cabinet is a whole secondary project to get everything done, and then you put the two together. So it's just a huge pain. I feel like maybe this winter I'll clean out, or this fall I'll clean out the garage. I have a big tent that's got like holes in it and stuff, but it's big enough that you can stand up in, and that's a perfect spot to be able to like sand, and yeah, you can sand everything and you keep all the dust and everything in there, and then once it's done, you take it outside and you just check it out, you know. So, but then yeah, then it can be used as a spray booth for paint.
Okay, so here's a question. Is there anything at Expo that you're looking for?
It would have been a lock. It just spots it. Anything I'm looking for at Expo? Not really. Like, probably more parts and stuff. Maybe like, I don't know, fun things. See the Color DMV's got a big giant clock now. Mark sent me that after I bought this big ass red one.
Yeah, but didn't you get that at a good deal the same time Ryan did?
Oh yeah. So I'm not gonna go and get the color one. I don't care. Like, this one's working just fine. It's supposed to be a super big event, so they're probably gonna invite as many vendors and
I was reading, it's supposed to be more like MGC this year.
Yeah. Video games and more diversified. Nice bit. Diversified gaming experience. It's like, well, it kind of makes sense. Just go. I mean, Dave Fix is going to all those shows. Like, take some freaking notes and make the show better. Like, it's obvious that Texas is like doing things right. MGC's got, their niche with it's not all pinball, but there is a big presence there. But I mean, if you really look, if you step back and look at it, pinball is not that big in comparison to all the video games. Right. That ball is easily twice the size, and I would even argue that there's video game in the area where pinball is that's taking up maybe easily a third, if not more, of that whole hall that pinball is in. So video game is the bigger thing, like bigger crowd. It brings in all those vendors. It's just if you want,
adds on to the experience.
yeah, if you want a bigger crowd, you gotta like it.
Diversify.
That's what makes MGC great. I think the pinball crowd is always going to be smaller in comparison.
Yeah, but so smaller in comparison, but if you look at the amount spent, I think pinball spends more.
You mean as far as dollars for the entire show, or
dollars for purchases
for the game itself? I mean, I don't know. Depends on. They'd have to add up like game sales. So number of pins sold at the show. So what's that? Pinball total versus the video game sales, like for all the vendors. It might be hard to do because a lot of vendors are selling more than just the games. They're selling other merchandise, toys, you name it.
I got a luck ball.
Nice.
Is this a two ball multiplier?
Get in there. There you go. What's up, Blysnow?
What's up, guys? Now
How's that Texas chainsaw treating you?
looks like it's a two ball. I drained at the same time.
Multi-drain. I just got Looney Tunes, well, not just, but I've had it for a little while now, and I've been loving that. I know they're completely different games, but it's been lots of fun. I think, still lots of quirks to work out. I need to find I think the only Texas Chainsaw would be in Madison.
Yes.
So I have to take a trek over there, put some more time on it, because we couldn't hear shit at the show.
Yeah, but at the show also the code wasn't as completed as it is now.
Oh yeah, I think Texas Chainsaw code was further along than Mooney at NBC.
Yes, but also the coder, both of them were different, so
Right.
you got two different coders doing it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think they were working on Texas Chainsaw longer than Looney Tunes. At least that's what I heard.
It's more to show off my new shirt, my Ewok shirt.
Alright. Yeah, don't worry about it, Paul. It's, I know it was last minute. Right? It plays much, much better with that sync code.
It does.
At least it's not as mean with the spinner drain feed. And you got a super bonus. Oh, awesome. Very cool. I appreciate that, Meisner. Do you want to do another one on this or move to the next one? After
Put it on
this?
Quicksilver. Or
Okay.
whatever we'll do next. See which.
Yeah, we'll just keep going down the line.
Oh, you plan on going to Expo?
Oh, it walked out. Mean.
Dave's assistant. I'm Daryl,
Oh, sorry. I should
assistant.
have introduced you at the beginning. It's alright. Yeah, it's gonna. It should. They're saying that it's gonna be the biggest and best it's ever been. They're gonna have like the most space, the most vendors, like everything.
It's supposed to be like a same as MGC this year, pretty much.
Same as.
What's up, Duty Rock?
All right.
Dave and I run Racine Flippers together.
All right. Let's do brick up.
We have a tournament coming up.
Yeah. What is that? Well, let's move it and then you can look it up. All right, here we go.
September 17th, I think. Or 15th. My birthday's on a Thursday and it's on that Sunday. September 15th. It's the next Racine Flippers tournament. Here.
Lost the playfield cam again. Where'd you go?
We're up to 303 members.
That's great. All right. Get this.
September 15th is the next Racine Flippers tournament.
Centered up a little. Nope, other way. There we go. I need to focus that, maybe. All right.
Move the score over a little bit to see your
Oh,
score.
oops. Bumped. That needs to go down just a little bit. All right. Quicksilver. What can I tell you about this one?
It's not silver.
Yes, it's not silver, it's green. To be honest, I'm not an expert at every one of the games because I don't play them all that often to really dive in. But trying try to remember here. I think obviously you're spelling Quicksilver. I think once you do that, it lights the extra ball. Big points can be had on the spinners when you get those lit. And to light those, I think it's just rolling through the in lanes. Oh, you can spot letters by hitting all the drop targets down. Let's see. I think this right drop target is similar for the is similar as like Gamatron was, where it's adding your multiplier. I think that's for the not sure if that's for the playfield or what. Well, we'll find out. Advanced light. Oh, that's advanced. So each time you go in the saucer, it's 5,000, 10,000, 15, and 20. Okay. Well, and the saucer has one of the coolest sounds in early Stern, at least in my opinion. That's all I remember about this game. Sorry, it wasn't the greatest intro, but
Don't
we'll
drain.
do their best. Exactly. Don't drain. Flip the flappers. That's all you gotta know.
Drop targets and spinners. Don't
Good
do
start.
that.
Good start. Well, what you think? Pickle popcorn terrible?
I'm not a fan of pickles.
Yeah.
I don't mind fried pickles. It's not terrible.
Well,
I mean, pickles are trending because they have a lot of.
it's pretty good with beer.
Not margarita.
Could be a good bar mix or something. Duty Rocket, thank you so much for the bits. Much appreciated.
So I think next year we should venture out to a different show.
Sure.
We should go to
Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo or Pennsylvania
Yeah.
or Texas. But the problem with Texas is it's the week before MGC.
Yeah, that's was always kind of, well, it's back to back.
We should take a trip to Pennsylvania.
What's that show again?
I'll have to talk to Tim Lee about it.
Yeah, I can't remember what the show is. Pickled eggs? I don't know about that.
Deviled eggs are the only type of eggs you should eat that have a different name with it.
You eat pickles every single day? Well, I'll save you some of this pickled popcorn. It's pretty good. I love it. I think we only got it sold into convenience stores, so I don't think it's going to be around too much.
You know why Heinz has 38,
No, it's 57.
57?
57th formula.
No, 57 different types of pickles.
Oh, yeah.
That's why the 57. There's no
work for you.
post.
No post on this one. This one's not a Steve Kirk game. This one. I can't remember. Joe Jews Jr. maybe?
Paul's actually coming to my house tomorrow.
Oh yeah? Oh, don't do that to me. There, I got it. That happens at tournaments more than you'd think. I had to cut away the freaking playfield protector. It gets caught up on the lip there. At least you can bump it out of there. But it needs a fairly significant bump. And it sounds like I need to clean that spinner switch.
Dude, you rock it. What do you think of Wick? John Wick Premium in Illinois.
Oh, they're gonna have an index soon? Nice. I'll probably watch that on Twitch. It's always a good time. Probably Angelo does a good job streaming that. It's gotta be a ton of work. Jaws is a great game. I like that one.
Venom is horrible. I would rather have an F-14. Venom's going to be on the special buy list from Stern, just like Led Zeppelin is right now. Brand new in the box, shipped for $5,200.
Well, maybe I'll get one then.
Then I will not come over here.
Oh.
Racine flippers, -1.
I didn't think it was that terrible.
It's terrible, they don't work. That's the problem. No Led Zeppelin Pro. They're online for $5,200, brand new inbox with shipping.
I sat through a presentation. There's that sound. That presentation on Venom, the team. And it's always neat to hear like the process that they went through. You know, like we were making the mech to do this, and something didn't work, and it wasn't reliable. And, you know, this is what we had. So they showed some, preliminary stuff. Just give it a nice, one good shove. There you go. Looks like I still didn't fix it. Just have to put a light tilt on this one.
Led Zeppelin is not a good game. And the music does not make up for the atrocity that it is.
Yeah, I wish it was better.
A center mechanism that's equivalent to they they copied a mechanism of Iron Man.
Oh, Iron Man, the
They copied
lifter. The lifter.
They copied the lift of Iron Man and put a
just
spinner on it.
Yep. Should have that roving letter now. Get in there.
I was also happy with the monster mode released without having to have the copper because I also have a Godzilla Premium.
So you can just play the wizard mode all the time now, or?
If you want to, yeah.
That's cool.
You can do that in Foo Fighters too. I bought a Godzilla Premium as my go-away present for my last 2 jobs.
Still waiting for that Stern that I can't live without. So far, it's all Stern electronic games. Only have the Metallica.
But here's the thing. You have one, like, you have pretty much all of them you want to play within 7 minutes of you.
Exactly. That's why I get spooky games. It's like, where can you, other than Madison, which we know has the Texas Chainsaw, but do you know any place in Milwaukee that has a spooky game that has, like, we know of one place now that has some American games, but like JJP might be, there might be some out there. I don't think there.
There's one in a bowling alley in, it's like west of here. And they have a Toy Story at the bowling alley in Oak Creek.
Damn. An extra ball.
So, Cactus Canyon, I mean, how soon are you wanting to get?
Well, they have those ready in a box now.
No, but here's the thing. Cactus Canyon or Jaws. Okay. They're supposed to be coming out with the updated code for Cactus Canyon that's been being produced for the last how many years?
Right.
So, if you have, how many games you have would be the question. If you have 2 or 3, I'd go with Jaws. If you have more than that, I would go with Cactus Canyon, banking on the fact that they're going to be coming out with the updated code supposedly this fall.
And the fact that they've already made a ton of Jaws, I'm sure. They're going to continue to make them.
But Cactus Canyon, they're done.
Right, so I would say you can all... I think what you're getting at is you're always going to be able to get a used Jaws.
Right.
And they're probably going to continue to make brand new ones long into the future. So, if you want to have a Cactus Canyon and experience that code, especially when that new code drops, I bet if it's any good, the rest of them that are sitting in boxes are going
Gone.
to get snapped up.
Because there's going to be no more Cactus Canyons being made. They're done. They're made, they're done.
One more and then move?
One more than move.
Okay.
So, what are your other 6 games? I always see myself gravitating towards Jaws, Godzilla. I picked up a Shadow in March.
Shit. That was me.
Okay, so
Too slow.
Dealer Choice, Hot Wheels, Time Machine, Torpedo Alley, Klondike, and Godzilla. Would you add a Jaws to that collection, or would you add a Cactus Canyon to that collection?
Time Machine, Data East, I assume.
Okay, here's another question: Pro or Premium?
I would, do you have to get rid of something to make a space? But I still agree with Daryl. If you want a Cactus Canyon, I think that one makes sense, just given the fact that they're making a ton of Jaws. They're gonna be available. Like, you can always...
So look at the prices on Monster Bash,
Yeah,
Attack from Mars.
if you don't like the new Cactus Canyon code when it does come out, you can always sell it, or when it does drop, like, there's, you know, I imagine that the demand is going to spike for it, just so people can try it out, and then you can use that money to turn around and buy a Jaws. So I think that's the most logical.
So here's the thing with Cactus Canyon. I have one. So you can actually go into it. It's not like reverting to the code. What you end up doing is you can go into the settings and you can choose the code you want to use. Because right now, in my Cactus Canyon, you have the mode that came out with the CGC, and then you can put it to the original mode. So I'm thinking when this new code comes out, it's not going to be like, here's your code. It's going to be the same as the other ones, where it's going to be, do you want the original, do you want our code, or do you want the other code? So I believe you're going to have the choice between which of the three codes you're going to want to play. The alignment sheets, yeah.
I don't think it's going to suck.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, the code doesn't take up too much memory, so I think it'll be fine. You'll be able to choose whichever code you want to play. Like I said, I can go in right now and choose original code or CGC code.
It's nice. Sweep. Sweep. Mr. Miyagi? Or no, that was the other bad guy. Sweep the leg. Sweep the leg.
He's got his own Netflix show for a while.
Oh yeah, it's Cobra Kai. It's it kind of got a little teeny bopper. It's on like the last season now. I mean, I liked it. I was surprised at how many the actors were able to
Obtain
from
the original.
There, yeah. Pretty cool. All right, moving on to Sea Witch. Where do we move across? Oh, we can just go down the line. We'll see how far we get.
So after we get this one, it should move across because we don't have anything to put on the left of
That's true.
Sea Witch.
That's true. I have a stand.
I'm not going to stand for that.
Yep. Okay. Power brick. Get in there. My jank ass mobile rig. That's what we're working with.
So what we're saying, Dude Rocket, is we would go with the Cactus Canyon.
Yep. There we go. Look at that. Professional.
And if you have people over, I think more people would gravitate towards that game.
Oh yeah, I mean, what was the other one? I forget.
Jaws Premium.
Yeah.
Jaws Premium is fun.
I like the Pro.
No, it's ELL. So named after a basketball player.
Oh, I should have talked about how you play this thing. I'm going for the X's. The X's will move around. So right now, it's on the middle drop target bank.
And it's also not too bad of a tournament game either.
Which, oh, Cactus Canyon?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ball times aren't super long. I mean, I think the biggest complaint that I hear about that game is, just like any other game that's not a stern, is the flippers feel more spongy. But, you know, that's just how it goes with anything that's not stern. You get used to it.
Seawitch is Beatles. Beatles is Seawitch.
That's right.
So what you should get, you shouldn't get a Jaws Premium or the Cactus Canyon. You should get,
Beatles?
no, a Shadow.
Why?
Because it's a great game.
It wasn't on his list.
Huh?
It wasn't on his list. Is it straws or?
But sometimes people don't know.
How great it is.
Yes.
I mean, it's pretty good.
And you'll survive.
You go up to that battlefield quite a bit. I don't know. I got to borrow one from a friend years ago and got to put lots of games on it. I don't know. But I was also not very good at the time, so I got good at like getting the multi-ball and stuff, but like getting those loops to go. I mean, there's big points in the loops in Shadow.
They have the ramps
Yeah.
over and over.
Oh! Brick! Right down the middle. I hit that damn thing.
Funny story, Duty Rocket. So I bought a Turtles Daddy East for $400, not working. Stuck like $600 into it.
Yeah, you got that for a steal.
Sold it for $4,000. Turned around, bought a South Park for $3,500. Put a color DMD in it, so went back to $4,000, and then traded that for a Shadow.
Yep. Quite the process to get there.
It did. But
Oh, now the pop bumpers are working.
I knew someone that wanted South Park to put on route, so I used it to my advantage to
Fine.
get that game.
Here we go. Now go for that X.
I did replace, well, the back glass was replaced, so I don't have to look at this ugly mug every time.
Oh yeah, you got the all rich.
Yeah, the RX.
That's a nice back glass. Shit.
Why am I on 0? Why am I on 0?
Because you're player 2.
Did we start a new game?
Yeah, we finished the last one.
I thought we started the ball left.
Huh?
I thought we started the ball left.
I mean, it's possible. I've been drinking, but I don't think so. But the easiest repair ever this week. The guy, a local guy, reached out on Facebook. I think he like, what was it? One of the repair groups.
Is that the one I saw that Mark tagged you on?
Yeah, he's looking for. He said as he was in Racine, needed some help on a game, and so people brought. Well, they brought up Racine flippers. I don't know why Mark said they don't repair games.
Yeah. Well,
It's like
if there's a group, there's someone in there that's going to be able to.
exactly. So, but anyway, so he got. He ended up sending me a instant message, and it was Sky Jump is the game, and so I gave him a call. It's like, what's going on? And so he's like, yeah, one of the flippers is just like up higher than the other one. You know, it's just the angle. I was like, oh yeah, you know, all you got to do is, you know, lift the play field, loosen the set screws, turn this down, make sure that there's a little gap between the pawl and the bushing. And he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know what the hell you just said. It's like, I think you misunderstood. I want you to come and do that. It's like, oh, okay. So yeah, it was all of. It took me longer to get there to fix it. So he was happy enough to get it. Otherwise, it was working fine. I mean, it could have played a little bit better, but you know, that's not what he wanted me to do.
So for my shadow, also Duty Rocket, found this company called Retro City out of Australia.
Yeah, they've been great.
They
Totally.
they do the pink DMD displays for pinball machines. They're great, and half the price.
I will say that not every, because the colorizing files come from the virtual pinball community, so they're not associated with Color DMD at all. So not all of them are super fantastic. The Dracula that I have in there has some bugs to it. Shit. Just mainly on the skill shot screen. Everything else is fine.
Right.
But it doesn't work well for tournaments, because if you can't see your skill shot, which is like 1,000,000 points, then you know they're gonna bitch.
Right.
So I think I think what I'll do is, at least he's gonna reach out to the programmer and see if they can get it fixed. Apparently it's only happens when you're on a 4-player game, which is every tournament game, just about. So hopefully get that fixed. But otherwise it's been pretty flawless. I got one in, well, almost all the games now. Star Trek Next Gen, Demo Man, Congo.
Gladiators? Is that a Color DMD?
That's a Color DMD. I had
Metallica?
Yes, Metallica. So the plan is, like, I anticipate it's not going to be a long, or it's not going to be a quick fix. So maybe move. Gladiators doesn't do much. There's not a whole lot of animations on it. Maybe I'll move that one, that color DMD out to something else. Because color doesn't work, doesn't exist in a pinned DMD for all titles either. So that's the other reason.
But it's a great alternative option to color DMD.
Absolutely. And you can colorize your own if you want to, right?
Yeah, they have the program, and it's open source. So if you don't like the coloring that's on there, you can either find a different file that someone else did, or you can use the program and change the coloring on your own.
Well, who's going to do that? I'm not going to do that.
Someone is bored.
Yeah. You got lots of time on your hands. It's kind of like making a pin sound package or something. It's like so much time. So I gotta fix my janky ass illumination on this thing.
Did you use one in Bond? Your James Bond?
That one is that one's a color DMD. It doesn't exist for Bond, I don't think. Besides, it's such a pain in the ass to change out a display on Data East games, especially Bond, because that whole panel like is on a hinge and it swings out.
Bond is Sega.
I'm sorry. Yes. Very similar though. In how I think Data East became Sega. Anyway, they looked at their displays and they're like, how can we make this the most difficult to change out? They like layer things in with all these spacers, and then they put the board that drives the display like sandwiched in there. You need to like take off these layers of stuff to get to it, and it's just a huge pain in the butt. And then like the spacers are different too. I had to end up 3D printing my own spacers to make it work with what they had. And, ugh.
They should have just been color to begin with.
Yeah.
But they did not have the technology then to do it.
We have the technology. Build it better. GoldenEye is a great game, I'm thinking.
That's what I would get.
Ugh, terrible. Just awful. Why do we play? Move to Meteor next?
Sure.
Ooh, skill shot.
Really?
Man, it's being real mean. Let's get something going here.
I think at that point they were like, we'll just do what we want because nobody else is doing anything anyways.
Who, DMD or?
No, Sega.
Oh.
And their displays.
Well, they eventually got it worked out.
Yeah, but I think at that point, wouldn't you say that there was no real other competition? I mean, who are they going to compete against?
Well, it was, I guess it depends on Williams was done. Williams wasn't done at that point. At some point, I don't remember. Well, they just kind of just changed names. Somewhere in the neighborhood of like NBA and South Park. South Park was part Stern, part Sega. Sharky Shootout was like that too. So there's a handful of games that were like the crossover in the branding. But now I can't remember when Williams closed up. Alright, Paul. Paul says he'll text you.
Cool. I'll be home. I ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, lots of lights on your spinner lit. I need to step it up. Kicking my butt, Daryl. Freaking flipper hop.
So I'd have to say, even though I'm not a fan of Venom, and I think that there's going to be things in Venom that are going to come out that are going to actually be good in other games.
Okay. The save or certain features.
Certain features.
Yeah. Kind of got that impression. Like it was a testing ground or something.
Right. But my thing is they had what, 2 extra years, year and a half, to make Venom good, because they pushed it off because of COVID, and they didn't. Because they put out Godzilla before Venom.
They probably believe that it's good though. I think maybe like your angst with it is more because
Arcade.
it's so different compared to like they're stretching the boundaries of the pinball paradigm, and I think there are certain aspects like Dwight likes to push the envelope. You know, he's done that before in the past for several games. One was like Riverboat Gambler, where you got the buttons on the freaking lock bar that everybody hated, and I don't know. There's just stuff like that where you're introducing video game things into pinball that takes things away from the playfield play, and I don't know. Did you notice my little?
I did.
Flamingo? I sprinkled them throughout. Are we moving to the next one?
Let's move.
Alright. We're gonna go to Meteor then. Reedy. Watch your chords. Got the spin.